peace to the planet. This is Dr.kostini Hashi. I'm finna post up. I'm gonna show you this video about activity again, more activity on the moon. There's so much going on in the cosmos that we are so busy trying to keep up with the Kardashians and who shot who and who died and this and that, and we don't even know what's going on up there. And that's more important than anything, because as above is below. So once we go in within and come out, we need to see what time it is. Fuck that matrix. Stay out of it. Only involve yourself in the matrix whenever you know how to maneuver in the matrix. If you a sheep in the matrix, it's a done one. It's a wrap. And I've been through hard times, good and bad, for me to awaken and to learn. And I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn through the legal system, all of that. I made poor decisions growing up. I'm not perfect. But through that journey helped me awaken. Now, there are many space programs that we don't know about, well, the masses don't know about. The moon landing that the masses or the sheeple seen on TV back in the day in that black and white video, that was definitely staged. What happened was they went up there, seeing what they had to see, noticed that there was stuff, and when they came back, they knew exactly what to tell the Disney guys to how to set the stage up and everything. Now, if you notice, there are certain pictures of the pictures on the moon where you can see things in the atmosphere versus the one that they showed the masses is just a black sky. Where are all the stars? We can only see the stars from Earth. You know what I'm saying? So they falsified a lot of stuff. Now, I done posted up that they found Crystal City there. They done found a black woman on the moon. They done found everything under the sun. And right at that point, at that time, it was a race to get to the moon because there was technology on the moon that they felt that they can obtain to help their race. So it was a race to get up there. And not knowing that when they got up there, they was visited by people that was like, hey, little homie, nobody invited you. Where's your pass? Where's your hallway pass? All right, go back to class. Go back to Earth. You're not ready. So they don't tell you about that. Well, I got some footage that I'm gonna be posting that I do not own. I do not own this, but I'm sharing this to the masses. There's video of Buzz like actually scared to get out of his motherfucking vehicle because he's talking to Houston down here on Earth. He's talking to Houston like, yo, should I get out? Cause they're sitting there watching us. They're sitting there watching us. What should I do? And they was like, man, get the fuck out. Cause they ain't care, man. They was already sacrificing these people anyway. If the aliens came and took them up, they wouldn't have gave a fuck down in Houston, cause then it'd been like, all right, now we know we dealing with hostiles. They was all these people, and if you work for the government, you're a sacrifice. You're a sacrifice. So I hope you know that. But anyways, I'm gonna give you this this dope video. Don't take it personal. It's a lot that goes on in the cosmos. Stop worrying about love and hip hop, and stop worrying about these reality shows. They call reality for a reason, because if they was real, would they need to tell you that? No, you would know. So it's called reality. It didn't say real show, it's reality, so it's real like. It's not real. Anybody who's getting caught cheating with the camera crew following them. Come on, man, that shit ain't real. I mean, that's just common sense. So with that being said, I'm gonna hit you with this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it resonates in your mind to like, hey, we not the only ones here. Not only that, we need to get telescopes. Man, please invest in telescopes. Be a young astronomer. Get your own telescopes. You dig? I have a lot, and I'm gonna be one done. I got mine from the Goodwill. Crispy. Got something I can hook up to the laptop. Do my third thistle. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed. But anyways, here we go. Peace to the planet. I love you. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up and subscribe on this joint. And give me some feedback. Holla.
Strange events which took place between the years 1540 and 1967. This official NASA catalogue of strange lunar UFOs included reports from some of the world's most famous astronomers. For example, NASA included a report from the brilliant French astronomer Dr.Kostini, who reported seeing a white cloud hovering over the lunar surface in 1671. Another report suggested that the moon had an atmosphere when two astronomers reported lightning above the lunar surface on May the 18th, 1787. Just 1 month before, in the same year, 1787, the man who discovered Uranus, one of the pioneers of modern astronomy, Sir Frederick William Herschel, claimed to have observed several bright lights traversing across the lunar surface. Small luminous orbs of light, commonly referred to as luminosities, have been reported on more than 200 occasions. In February 1877, a streak of white light was observed for more than 1 hour. On April the 23rd, 1915, a beam of light was seen inside the Clavius crater. One of the UFO hotspots on the lunar surface is the Plato crater, where literally dozens of luminous orbs of light have been reported by astronomers. In addition to luminous UFOs on the lunar surface, NASA recorded the existence of mysterious shadows. In 1882, near the Aristotle area of the lunar surface, several dark shadows were seen. On September the 13th, 1959, astronomers were unable to photograph the lithosphere area of the lunar surface due to a large dark mass obscuring the terrain. And on September the 11th, 1967, Canadian astronomers reported a black cloud with violet edges floating across the Sea of Tranquility, the exact area chosen by NASA for the first Apollo moon landing in 1969. Previous to the publication of the anomalous lunar report, in 1965, NASA launched Operation Moonblink, a project involving top observatories all over planet Earth. NASA's goal was to collect data on the large number of luminosities seen flying over the lunar surface. Operation Moonblink also investigated various large structures which had been photographed by unmanned NASA satellites. Some of these structures looked suspiciously artificial. In 1953, the science editor of the New York Herald Tribune had reported seeing a 12-mile-long structure, possibly a bridge, on the edge of the Mare Crisium crater. This structure could have been caused by volcanic activity. British astronomers Dr. H.P. Wilkins and the presenter of the world's longest-running TV series, The Sky at Night, Sir Patrick Moore, both confessed that the so-called bridge in the Mare Crisium crater had just popped up from nowhere. In preparation for the NASA Apollo moon missions, Orbiter 3 was dispatched to take photographs of some of the moon's most interesting structures. In the Uckert area of the moon, a large vertical structure stands proud of the lunar surface. It has been nicknamed the Shard. Another curious object photographed by Orbiter 3 is the so-called tower, which some astronomers claim is over a mile thick and could be 5 miles high. After looking carefully through hundreds of NASA photos returned to Earth by Orbiter 3 and its predecessor, Orbiter 2, American author George Leonard published a book called Somebody Else is on the Moon. George Leonard presented many photos in his book, some showing very long tracks in the lunar dust, tracks which he said had been made by aliens. Sightings of UFOs flying across the lunar surface are still going on to this day. In Japan, amateur astronomers have videotaped spherical luminosities using celestron telescopes. NASA's investment in studying UFOs on the moon was money well spent. Two ex-NASA mission specialists exposed in the 1970s that NASA astronauts had informed mission control that they had seen alien spaceships on the lunar surface. In 1976, an ex-NASA employee, Otto Binder, accused NASA of censoring transmissions from the Apollo astronauts by switching to secret radio frequencies and using code names for UFOs. Otto Binder claimed that he had heard an Apollo astronaut tell Mission Control that there were huge alien spaceships parked on the lunar surface, right in the middle of the Sea of Tranquility, which had been chosen as the landing site for Apollo 11.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Few people took Otto Binder's account seriously, until another ex-NASA employee, a Moroccan named Maurice Chatelain, published a book in 1978 in which he claimed that two UFOs hovered above the Sea of Tranquility just before the historic moonwalk of Neil Armstrong. Maurice Chatelain was a NASA insider. He invented many of the radio and radar communication systems for the Apollo missions. He had 11 patents awarded for his inventions and had a high-level NASA security clearance, able to talk freely with senior NASA officials. In his book, he quoted radio transmissions between Apollo astronauts and Mission Control. According to Maurice Chatelain, the astronauts informed NASA that there were alien spacecraft lined up on the far side of a nearby crater, observing the historic moonwalk of Neil Armstrong. During his time working on the Apollo space program, Chatelain learnt that aliens not only exist, but that they have had a major role in shaping, and in some cases destroying, civilization. The title of Maurice Chatelain's book proves he was in no doubt that aliens had invaded planet Earth in the past. If you study the legends of the North American shamans, the mythologies of ancient Europe, the creation histories of the Australian Aborigines, or the ancient Vedic texts of India, and especially the Sumerian clay tablets from ancient Iraq, we find that all great civilizations on the face of planet Earth tell one similar story. That is, in the distant past, people from the stars visited planet Earth and displayed fantastic technology. Sometimes they genetically engineered humans. Sometimes they directly interbred with humans. These so-called sky gods always visited in spectacular flying vehicles.
And the watchers from the sky saw the daughter of man were beautiful. and they bred with them. And the children were giants, who become rulers, not of human flesh. They were called the Nephilim.
The most ancient written texts on planet Earth date from the Indus Valley and make up a corpus of works called the Vedas. The Bhagavad Gita is an ancient Hindu text which is at least 5,000 years old. This epic mythology inspired the character known as Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies. The Bhagavad Gita described many gods of the stars flying down to planet Earth in alien spacecraft called Vimanas. The ancient Vedas tell us that there are multiple inhabited planetary systems in the universe called Devas, which are ruled by a universal government of beings with superhuman powers and technology, including the power of telepathy and nuclear weapons powerful enough to destroy an entire planet. The Hindu legends tell us that the Vimanas were like flying saucers, which had stealth technology, able to make themselves invisible, and were able to detect enemy craft at great distances using a form of psychometric radar. The most ancient text of Central America is the Popol Vuh, written by the Mayans who charted the heavens and had astronomical calendars which predicted solar and lunar eclipses. The Popol Vuh describes the ancestors of the Mayans as great explorers who knew centuries before European scientists that the Earth was not flat, but in actual fact a sphere. The Popol Vuh mentions a great god-king called Quetzalcoatl, who is depicted as a flying serpent. On more than 3 different occasions, in broad daylight, people have filmed flying serpents in the skies above Mexico. The same phenomena has also been filmed in Scotland, and also from aboard the space shuttle by veteran astronaut Story Musgrave. These flying serpents have often been seen surrounded by spherical UFOs, which are often metallic in appearance. Mexican UFO investigators call these spherical luminosities las perlas, or the pearls. These pearls of the sky are mentioned in ancient Tibetan scriptures. More than one leading Tibetan author suspects that these spherical UFOs are actually alien probes monitoring the evolution of mankind. These small spherical UFOs, which are the most common type of UFO filmed in the skies worldwide, are described in the ancient Buddhist text known as the Cantua. The Cantua describes the exact same spherical UFO phenomena which has been filmed in the skies above London, in Scotland, the south of France, and also many times in Mexico.